Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi, guys.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm John, the Game Master for the evening, and this is Adventures League Storm King's Thunder. And by evening, I mean morning, but regardless. Joining me today is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Farron Altorian, Human Paladin of Ilmater.
And Jeff.
Hey, I'm Jeff. I'm playing Farbolt Chance, the Half-Elven Rogue.
And Jeremy.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Kinvalar Erasime, the High Elven Blade Singer.
And Aaron.
Sun Elven.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aaron. I'm playing Miracle, who thankfully does not require thought process or awakenedness to be played properly. He is a elven ranger. No, he's a tiefling ranger.
And when last we left our adventurers, they had infiltrated the Grand Dame, a floating casino run by one Lord. What's his fuckface? Dryland, thank you. In an effort to investigate the people supposedly behind the kidnapping of King Hekaton, the king of the Storm Giants, at the request of Sarissa, the current princess and sort of leader of the Storm Giants, and youngest of 3 daughters of King Hekaton. Upon investigating, they determined that, or they sort of meandered about for a while and determined that Lord Dryland had retired to his cabin in the upper decks of the ship, and that apparently he suffered from regular headaches. Also learning that he has a pet octopus. Putting 2 and 2 together, Kinvalar realized that they might be dealing with members of the elusive Kraken Society, a group of spies, smugglers, slavers, and assassins that operate on the seas, or operate typically on open water. BT dubs, they're on open water right now. After that, they determined that they needed more information. While they still weren't quite certain how to proceed from here, Kinvalar sent Rilix, his Tressum, which is a small flying cat that can turn invisible, and can also see invisibility.
And familiar.
Flying around to the ship to sort of figure out what's going on. The Tressum found the main steering cabin where most of the sort of crew of the ship were at currently. The ballroom, which is above the casino, and then right next to the ballroom, the very next room, it found Lord Dryland's cabin, in which the Tressum saw Lord Dryland sort of sitting in a chair recovering from some sort of migraine, and a large octopus in an aquarium in the middle of the room. And that was where we left off. So, Kinvalar, you are currently looking through Rilix's eyes. Rilix is currently sort of just hovering invisibly just inside the window of Lord Dryland's room.
Okay, and we've pretty much gotten everything we're probably going to get from that spying session, if I recall.
You just sort of looked around. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to look for while you were in there, but
okay, I couldn't. Okay,
we sort of stopped just as Rilix came in and looked around.
That's right. And dude is pretty much just keeping to himself at the moment.
He's sort of sitting in a corner. He's sitting in the
Not
corner.
like talking to himself or
No, he has a
dropping convenient exposition.
No, he has a
Damn it.
he has a drink in one hand and just rubbing his. Have you ever had a migraine but didn't have the medicine, like didn't have any like Advil or anything to take? He's currently doing his best to deal with that.
Okay.
And his only option is alcohol.
Okay.
Which doesn't work because it dries you out more.
Yes, it does. I'm going to take have Relix do a quick further look around, see if there are any indications of arcane protections on the room or...
Sure, give me an investigation roll with...
Okay.
You're looking through the eyes, so give me an investigation roll.
Okay. Take it off advantage. 26. There's a good start to the game.
So you look around. There doesn't seem to be any arcane magics sitting around here. It seems like...
Say hello to Relics.
There's Relics. Just add some wings. It seems like Dryland doesn't really expect anyone to interfere. The secrecy of the Kraken Society seems to be the primary protection here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which makes sense because you just barely know about it anyways. Nobody else did.
Right. So yeah, I will call him back then.
So...
Well, it appears that our good host may well be part of the Kraken Society. As I blink out of my trancy...
All right.
He is up in his room. Appears like he is dealing with some headache issues. As one might if one were...
The determination that had been made last week was
yes,
potentially extraplanar communications.
Right, yes. I was trying to
that.
figure out how to word that in
Communicating
a
with a
large
Kraken.
way. If one were having conversations with other entities. So let that inform what we do next.
That still doesn't lead us to why someone associated with these would want to kill a giantess.
We could go ask. Can't be that hard to get upstairs, can it?
Probably not, but get upstairs undetected by a wizard down here.
As a clarification, Aaron, you're muted. The ballroom is right above the ballroom is right above the casino area.
Yeah.
There are patrons
That's
in
what I
the
was
ballroom.
Yeah.
We're all allowed upstairs. We're not allowed in his quarters. I'm still for the thought that we probably... It's probably easier to go leave with the information we have than, like, potentially leave getting shot at. Having blown any cover, but whatever.
Perhaps we can...
Well, do we have any other leads besides this one?
No, though, if we have the information we have and anything else we can subtly gather, may be enough that we can get something from our other contact friends. Basically, once we tell the Thieves Guild this, they might have relevant information.
That is conceivable, but if we need to come back for more, that might be difficult.
Did he have any books or anything, ledgers up there that you saw?
Yeah,
Not that
there were books. They
yes.
just weren't open or clearly visible. As a reminder, the Harpers weren't able to get anybody on this boat.
Yes.
Yeah. So, telling the Harpers what the inside looks like, stuff like that, and what we suspect have learned about Dude.
Go.
I'm just thinking that beyond
They
knowing
can
that
be the ones who get shot at.
Yeah, but beyond knowing that the Kraken Society is involved, that's about all the information that we've got.
Not true. We know what the interior looks like. We know what the standard procedures are. Could ID some of the people that are here if we want more information.
Well, let's at least go upstairs into the ballroom area.
Okay.
Do a little bit more exploring at the very least, and then we will see how things go from there.
All right.
Do.
So the group of you head back. Hang on, I'll move you.
Okay.
You head back around to the other side of the ship, and then inside, which takes you up to the ballroom. Currently, there are a number of people sort of hanging around.
It's a crowded-ass ballroom.
Yeah.
So I assume you have moved tokens and
I
that
have
roll
moved your
20 is
tokens.
completely frozen. Good to know.
I have moved tokens and theoretically moved your attention, but if Roll20 froze, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, so you head up the stairs, and much like downstairs, where there are lots of people at various tables and gambling and watching and things. There's lots of people up here, not necessarily dancing, even though this is a ballroom, but sort of mingling and having conversations. This is where a couple of you earlier, when you were listening in on people, you would have perhaps stuck your head up the stairs just to see. This is sort of where it seems like a lot of business deals are going on. At the northern end of the room, or at least the end of the room towards the front of the ship, there is a curtain separating you from a hallway, and Kinvalar, you know that's the hallway that is where the door to Dryland's room is like the first door on the left down that hallway.
Right. Okay. I'm
gonna go ahead just because you know it's there. Yeah, this hallway over here.
This hallway over.
Yeah.
If you're looking,
Yeah.
Now my connection to Roll20.
Well, 20 is not that serviceable sometimes.
Roll20 being Roll20.
Right.
It's sometimes annoying.
Yeah, once you're able to see where you're at, you'll see the hallway, because I removed the thing that made you not see the hallway.
Okay.
Looking around, mostly taking in the crowd that's here. Anyone stand out?
Yeah.
Give me a perception roll.
Most looking for people who might stand out, and then also looking at the help and anyone who might be accompanying said person of interest. 16.
All right. Is there anybody else rolling a perception check on that?
Yes.
Sure,
Absolutely.
I should probably do that.
Wait.
20.
Also 20.
So there are certainly people here that look like they should stand out, but you don't know them. You imagine that's probably because none of you are native to Yarder. But it doesn't seem there's not like somebody, some bigwig from Waterdeep or the king of Waterdeep or
Right.
or any noble, like high-ranking noble families are here.
Or anyone that people seem to defer to or like avoid.
No, this is mostly just people who are all on an equivalent level to one another. So
Schmancy.
Interesting. And it's just it's just mostly them. Do we see any guards around?
not up here, no.
Okay.
It just from what seems to be the nature of the conversation taking place up here, that seems to be a privacy thing. Because like it's a ballroom, but no one's dancing.
See, Kinbella, lean over and see if you can perhaps draw some eyes away from that curtain. I'm going to try and slip through and see what I can find.
Hmm.
And he starts casually making his way over in that direction.
Give me a stealth check.
Alrighty.
Is anybody doing anything to distract?
I
I'll
will
look to.
any. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I guess we can do that. I was gonna look to Fyron, and would you like to very loudly introduce yourself to someone?
I think I can do that.
Ask a lady to dance.
If most of these are local nobility.
Yeah, so I think Fyron just kind of immediately does the noble in a small town gimmick of, you know, the yes, obviously you must have heard of me, as he just like almost rudely budges in on someone's conversation as he hears something interesting and is just like, yes, I must have all of the information on that one because you see I'm a higher noble from Waterdeep, etc., etc. Being a haughty noble.
Give me a performance roll.
Yeah, that's probably accurate because it's not what he is. 13.
Okay, Kinvalar, roll with advantage. So roll a
Okay.
stealth check for me.
That's good because
As
I rolled
Fyron,
a
so yeah,
natural
so
7.
Fyron, you hear
Oh my god, Kinvalar.
Seriously.
I mean, a 14 isn't terrible,
nicely done.
but that's because I have a +7.
So
11.
Well, no, the 14 was the higher roll.
Oh.
So you hear them talking about something about trade with Waterdeep, and you sort of butt in and make your presence known.
Oh yeah, I'm a part of the trade family.
and it's certainly the reaction you get is less, oh, this is a noble from Waterdeep, and more, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, I know.
And why is he doing it? But that is enough that it draws enough eyes away that Kinvalar can very quietly just sort of slip through behind the curtain. Kinvalar, you find yourself in a hallway that
All right.
leads on. You know that at the other end of the hallway there is a curtain, no door, but a curtain that leads to where the sort of the bridge is.
Mm-hmm.
And then that first door on the left is Lord Dryland's room.
So I will just start walking down the hallway like I should be there.
And to make it more obvious, he very clearly has a cup of wine in his hand.
Okay.
And make my way up to this door. And I know that's dude's door. Listen in for a minute.
Your perception roll?
I hear nothing.
You hear the sounds of
I
Fyron
hear
loudly
less
proclaiming in the room
nothing.
below, in the room nearby. It's hard to hear over Fyron.
Hey. He's probably just standing there. He's probably just sitting there by himself again. Go to the next door. Listen in there.
Perception check.
Well, that's better. There's a 21.
You hear the sound of somebody sharpening a blade.
Does it sound like the longer sharpening a long blade or sharpening knives like cooks?
A longer blade. You also know the kitchen's on the first floor. Somebody's like just sharpening a blade.
Okay. Keep that door in mind, and then go up here and combine.
I'm gonna need another stealth check at this point as you get closer to the curtain.
Come on, roll well, you goddamn useless elf. 20.
Okay, so you sort of very quietly. It's not. Over here, you hear conversation coming from. So the room behind the curtain. You hear there's conversation coming up from below because the lounge is below that room. And you recall there's a staircase going up in the lounge. You also hear bits of conversation from the crew on the other side, just talking about whatever. Somebody's probably playing cards in there. The captain that sort of brought you on is having a conversation with somebody about just where they're steering the ship.
Okay, but nothing weird, nefarious.
No, and then the closed room, you hear snoring inside.
Okay. Do I go in the room where someone's asleep or not?
Of course you do.
I mean, I will crack the door. I will reach out carefully, slowly, check and see if it's locked.
It is locked.
Okay. Never mind. Now, do I do the really stupid thing or not? I feel like the answer should automatically be yes.
I mean, obviously the answer should be yes.
Which would be go back down to the door of the relevant person and prepare to walk in, acting like I think it's a bathroom, and see what he does in response.
Well, to give you some universal context, latrines are not on the top floor.
It depends.
Because then you're literally pissing on whoever's below you. And in this case, it's the food. So no.
It's a high-end... They might have magical means of disposing of waste.
No, that was actually Miracle's main argument in his pamphlet. That we don't use magic for the stuff we should really be using magic for. We use it to fireball things.
Yes, but Miracle is a good person. These are nobles.
Miracle's a good person, which is why he thought they should do that.
Latrines are on the bottom of the ship, where the rowers are.
Miracle's a good person, technically. I forget.
So just as a universal bit of information, I don't think Kinvalar would think that would be the thing to say.
I mean,
oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was the bathroom that I know for a fact isn't going to be on the top floor.
Stupid noble from Evermeet.
It's true.
Stupid drunk noble from Evermeet.
Or I could just walk in and just say, "Oh, I didn't realize this room was occupied."
Or you could just walk in and say, "Hey, dude, lightning bolt. What are you gonna say? It's like, talk to me, or I lightning bolt you."
It's a wisdom save this.
Put a sword to his throat and demand answers.
Chunk chunk.
Yeah, door opens. It's not locked.
Okay. And he walks right in.
Tell me what I want to know, or you get lightning in the face.
So yeah, you step in and you see this room that has, again, the there is a large octopus in the middle of it, and Lord Dryland sitting off to one side at a writing desk, still with
Did
sort of
he
a glass
move
of
from
wine.
where he was?
Yeah, he moved from one corner of the room to the other.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I walked in all of a sudden because my nameplate was covering what the octopus was, so it looked like I just walked into a totally wrong room.
Yeah, so he sort of has moved over to one side.
Okay.
And before you sits at a desk. Like I said, a fairly an old, fairly bloated individual. He's not the most threatening of people. Who's just sort of turns and looks at you with sort of a bleary-eyed look on his face. Again, having a migraine and trying to concentrate as suddenly light from outside comes in. Who are you? What's going on?
I shut the door behind myself. Now there is I have an important question. This is me. This is not Kindle.
Yes.
The reading of message says you point your finger toward a creature within range and whisper a message. It does not say you need to see the target.
Yeah, it can go through walls.
Yeah, as long as you know that person's there.
Okay. So I really quick do a point towards probably Firen. Sorry. Farbolt. Because Firen is in the middle of interrupting people.
Yeah. Firen's in the middle of being the complete opposite brand of noble.
Yes. And very quick, I have decided to enter the room, and I'm about to start talking with the individual.
You hear that, and you hear that whispered in your ear, Farbolt.
Just Byron lean over, whisper to Miracle, and it's like Kenvalar's made contact with the Lord, and I'm going to move towards the curtain, not towards that wall with the curtain, not directly. I'm mostly going to the wall, not to the not to the actual curtain.
I'll whisper to Firen, well, let's try not to blow his cover by wandering in there as well. Just yet.
I just want to be near the curtain.
And
as
I'll
potential
probably wait for something that resembles a break in the conversation to politely drag my noble away from this conversation. Sir, you cannot disgrace your family. Please remember to exercise some level of restraint.
And Firen makes a very big show of pretending to resist and just being pulled away.
All right.
Polite scholar, just.
All right, you certainly do that. All right, so you all sort of shift away and getting into prepared positions in case things go bad.
Yep.
When things go bad.
Kinvalar. So yes, he's turned around and looked at you. Who are you?
Hello. Apologies for the interruption. I know that you're probably quite busy with yourself, but I had some questions I would like to ask you if you don't mind.
First, answer mine. Who are you? I don't recognize you from any of my guests.
No, I am not one of your guests. I am an individual who has questions for you.
You sort of see. Give me an insight check.
Insight. 20.
So it seems like he is currently calculating how dangerous you are. You being a bounty hunter, you've seen this look before.
Mm-hmm.
And you are pretty confident that in this particular case, the correct answer is a show of force.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Just to not necessarily telling who you are, but showing what you're capable of.
That was exactly my plan once he started assessing.
Yeah.
Hold person.
Okay. What's the DC?
DC will be 16.
And what's the save actually?
Wisdom.
It was wisdom save.
Well, with a 5, he failed.
Okay.
So,
Yes. Walk over, pat the octopus on the head as I walk by.
hang on.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
Poisonous, you
get
fool.
attacked by the octopus.
And the octopus drags him into the tank.
And Kinvlar is never heard from again.
As you feel the octopus's head, it feels kind of like a brain.
I was gonna say yes. The octopus isn't
You
actually
feel
an octopus,
yourself getting
it's
dumber.
a mind flayer whose head is.
It's a mind flayer doing some very convincing cosplay.
Does a,
Ulysses really wanted to cosplay the Kraken Society.
does a 23 hit you?
Yes, it does. Good God.
The octopus, rolling a 19, hits you for 1 damage and grapples your arm.
Okay.
It's too small to actually hold you down, though, so you just have an octopus attached to your arm right now.
I look annoyed. I grab, and I'm going to try and.
Give me an athletics check. Or an
Do I have
athletics.
to make a concentration check for that?
You did take 1 damage, so yes, you do.
Okay.
At least 10. I hope you have Warcaster.
DC.
Warcaster. I have a Warcaster.
Okay, you're
All
fine.
right, I'm good.
You made it on both rolls.
Make me an opposed athletics or acrobatics roll.
God damn it!
So you reach over to try to like pull the octopus off since you patted it on the head, and you like grab and pull it. It's actually quite firmly attached. It's just sort of gnawing on you.
So much for looking intimidating.
It squirts out a cloud of ink inside
course
inside the
tank.
aquarium. So now your hand is submerged invisibly. Your turn.
I turned it. I let it do its thing. I turned him like nothing is going on there.
Curse those evil octopi.
I feel like it's that thing where you accidentally knock over a plate or something and you really are trying to be subtle about putting it back.
Just like casually, like no recognition of the fact that I'm currently arm wrestling a fucking octopus. So
If you want to try to get out, you can do that and talk at the same time.
yeah.
Give me another acrobatics or athletics roll.
Not helped your reputation.
I'm very curious what
That's even-
Kitzler is saying as he does this.
So while you're talking, we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh my god!
While you're talking, you just like you think you've got your arm free, so you just pull it out, and you like pull your arm out, and you're just holding an octopus now.
I mean, you can play it off. You can play it off as taking ownership of his octopus. You can
This is mine now.
Unfortunately, an 8 misses you, so it's continuing to try to gnaw at your flesh, but it's failing. It's just
Oh my god.
Just play it off. Just play it off.
Mid-level adventurers.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, just play it off. This is mine now.
Yeah, so I just casually sort of scoop it up and try to just like this is totally normal.
petting it like a cat now.
It's like being caught in one of those finger traps and having no idea how to actually get out of one.
This is the best. Like pet the octopus.
So what is
Fuck.
being said? I'm genuinely very
Well-
curious.
He's like, so
I just fucking noodle spool the octopus out of the tank.
I have some questions for you, and believe me, what I have done to you right now is the least of what I can do. I don't know how you are God damn it! I didn't even mean for this to sound like a double meme. I don't know how attached you are to this little friend of yours.
Tentacle hits your face.
But we are seeking the information, are seeking the location of somebody you may be aware of. You may be able to help us out. And yes, I did say we.
Make me an intimidation roll.
And I'm not talking about the other voice that in my head that does not exist, by the way.
He looks over his shoulder at someone talking to him from nowhere.
An investigation roll?
Intimidation.
Intimidation. Oh God, no!
Rolled another 8. You take so you miss as the octopus continues to flail
14.
against you. So he can't react because he's paralyzed.
Yes. I'm going to let you go from this, and when I do, you're not going to scream or call out for your guards or anything like that, because that will just go poorly for you. Do you understand?
He can't move because he's paralyzed.
The look in your eyes. Give me a look of understanding in your eyes.
He can't move because he's paralyzed.
That will do. I
would be sufficiently convinced that this man is
supervillain.
crazy and I should do whatever he wants or he might murder me and everything on this boat. But that's just me.
I release the hold person.
Do you try to get the octopus off again?
No.
This is mine now.
Does a 10 hit you?
No, not even close.
It's just continuing to flail at you right now.
A wonderful octopus you have, Dr. Mr. Bond. It would be a shame if you were to have.
I'm waiting for you to walk out of here with the octopus still on your arm.
No, I won't do that.
Didn't
My
we get
familiar might
relics
get
from some
jealous.
random posh bad guy?
No, Rilix was a survivor from a giant attack. His owners got killed.
Oh.
Yep.
I thought really
His owners-
No,
his
we
owners
never got
wouldn't
a
get-
horse from a posh bad
You got
guy.
a horse from the fraud guy, yes.
That got sad real quick.
Yes, Rilix's owners were a pair of retired accountants.
Great.
Yep.
So if we orphan the octopus, Kinvalar can adopt that, and it can be like a full set.
I am not the Farunian version of Sarah McLaughlin.
Does a 12 hit you?
No.
Okay, the octopus continues to flail uselessly.
Am I gonna have to go into Blade song so I
Dancing with the octopus on your arm.
I like the idea that it's just Kinvalar like rolling the octopus from one hand to the other, just like constantly sliding it around.
Except he can't because it's still grappled onto him.
So
It's rolling these attacks with advantage, by the way.
of course it is. So
So you let go of whole person.
yes.
He sort of now that he's able to move, he sort of sits back, downs his wine. Look, I don't have anything against you. What do you want to know? Just could you put the octopus down?
Yes, here you go.
He takes it and pops it off your arm.
Which
Walks
is now
over.
which is now black with ink.
Yeah, so your arm
It's your problem now.
from the bicep down, your arm is just coated with octopus ink.
Wonderful.
Kinvalar Blackhand.
He takes it over, and dumps it into the aquarium. What do you want to
So-
know?
I'm going to assume, let's start off with, I am going to assume that the octopus and everything else that I've been made aware of before this meeting is an accurate representation of your association with a certain organization. Would that be fair to say?
I mean, the octopus is a pet. I'm not.
I'm talking about the Kraken Society.
And you sort of see his sort of demeanor shifts slightly into slightly more terrified. So you know about that. Well,
Yes.
right.
I am a person who I don't even know how I'm going to finish that sentence, but
I'm a person of acquired tastes.
I am a person of many means.
yes, many skills and
Lick the octopus
knows
to intimidate him.
things. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way,
Love this episode so far.
I know, right? There is a particular giant, King Hekaton.
And
What's his reaction to that?
right now he's trying to figure out what you want so he can tell you.
Does it look like he's familiar with the name?
Yeah, he didn't bat an eye at the name, so yeah, you're pretty
Okay.
certain he's aware of where you're going. He just wants to make sure he knows where you're going so
Before
that
he reveals too much
before
information.
he starts talking. Because he doesn't want to say the wrong thing right now.
Yes. We are trying to locate him.
Okay.
Anything you may have on that would be very useful to us.
As you know, I am a member of the Kraken Society.
Correct.
Currently, our association has taken possession of King Hekaton. He is a prisoner aboard the ship Morkoth, which is currently sorry, hang on, that's me missing. Which is currently sailing around the northern isles of the Trackless Sea. Now, if that's all you, and he sort of stops mid sentence, and you sort of see his pupils dilate.
Are you all right?
Communication.
And he starts.
Oh,
he's-
please tell me his head explodes and I get coated with blood.
He starts to open his mouth to say something, with just this look of terror on his face. And you give me a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
It's just mind static.
It may be
Nat
because it may become
20.
relevant.
That
Outside Miracle is trying to keep an eye out if the sorcerer comes up, wizard dude comes up clearly looking for something.
So you sort of hear in your mind this shattering sound. You don't take any. You're not affected by it, but like it's just this like sort of as if a psychic wind had torn the ship apart around you, and Dryland just drops to the ground, bleeding from his eyes and ears.
Does he look potentially alive?
No.
Dragon communique. Hey, we did orphan the octopus.
And Kindler stares for a moment, like,
at least he didn't go scanners on you.
Well, now we know that there is a Kraken in the Kraken
Sure.
society.
Look at the octopus. Sorry about that. And I am slipping my way out of the room.
Arm still coated in
So-
ink.
Oh, no, wait, stop. Before I do that,
Mhm.
I am pointing to where my comrades are. Probably Farbolt again. Good news. Is it... What are the restrictions on message?
It's just 6 seconds of dialogue. It's not.
Okay.
It's not a word restriction like
And it's a
sending.
cantrip, so you can
Yeah.
just keep casting it.
Do you get to reply to it?
Yeah,
Yes.
you want to
Yes.
Okay.
Good news, bad news. Good news, know where Hekaton is. Bad news, Dryland, brain melted.
That sucks. Does he have any records or anything in there?
About to check.
What killed him? As the other two will kind of see Farble get a little bit antsy.
I believe Kraken Mind Blast.
Yeah.
We'll be searching room. I should not leave through the regular through the front door. I'm a bit conspicuous at the moment.
What did you
And then I
do?
start searching through. It's a long story. I'll tell you later. I start looking through the room for records. And
Do you have teleportation circle?
I do not have teleportation circle.
Oh, this is going to be a long night then.
So, we did previously discuss our escape route. Miracle can conjure animals. And we've ridden my animals as transportation before.
You have. So, you start investigating the room. First of all, you noticed Lord Dryland was carrying a rapier with a bejeweled octopus-shaped hilt. Make me a... What's an appraisal roll?
There really isn't one
There isn't really
in
one.
the
You
system.
just sort of know how much it's worth. It's worth 2,500 gold.
I mean, I was not intending to loot the body, but that might actually be valuable if we need to run across other members of the Kraken Society.
Mhm.
So I will take it.
It is a regular rapier.
Also,
just a
it's
particular
goddamn valuable.
There is a silver wine decanter and goblet. The goblet he was holding, the silver wine decanter's on his desk. And there is a wooden chest underneath the aquarium.
I will check the chest for traps.
Give me an investigation roll.
Yeah, message is just kind of the short range walkie-talkie. It's just how much can you say in a round.
18.
It is trapped. It
I
looks like it's rigged to shoot a needle out if it's opened.
I will move aside because I do not carry thieves' tools on me.
Open it from a different angle.
I will open. Yeah.
It's locked.
I stand corrected. I do have thieves' tools on me because I'm an urban bounty hunter background.
Yeah.
I will attempt to disable the trap.
Give me a thieves' tool roll.
Are you proficient in thieves' tools because you're an urban bounty hunter?
Yes. 19.
All right. Yeah. You basically what you do. This isn't so much a trap that's disabled, as so much as a trap that's really easily avoided.
Right.
You reach over and grab a book off of a table, and sort of hold it in front of you as you unlock and open the chest, and and the needle just hits the book.
Perfect.
Inside there is 450 gold coins and a pouch containing 950 gold gemstones. 9 gemstones.
The book
of
you're
gold
holding.
each.
That's just asking to be taken.
The book you're holding just slowly begins to melt because it was actually a Mel's acid arrow.
No, it's just a little needle that hit the book.
I mean, if I don't take it, it's just going to be used to fund Kraken Society activities, and that's a bad idea.
It's true. It's true.
So,
Shing, shing, shing.
ways PCs justify looting corpses.
Need to justify it?
The book was a good thing. I personally would have just used his corpse.
The corpse is too heavy, really.
Just put his hand in front of the needle opening.
And that could explain how he died, but no, too late.
I mean, the blood from his eyes and ears kind of explains how he died.
They might think people who encounter the body might think it's poison. Either way, technically, besides, Kinvar is not one for framing himself, framing whatever his name is, Dryland for his own death. So I guess that would be more okay. But anyways, so yes, I bucket the money.
you're not the one implicated in Dryland's death.
And
you
so
didn't do that.
You go and look around for journals or anything, and you don't find much here. Mostly all the information here is related to the casino.
Okay.
There is notices of shipments to the Morkoth, which is the ship that you're assuming it's a ship that he had told you about, and apparently it's somewhere. It sails around the trackless sea near the Purple Rocks.
Okay.
Here's the red rocks off of Waterdeep and the purple rocks off of the Trackless Sea.
And
Sword Coast needs to get more creative with its islands.
I will take all of that information, shove it into the bag.
If the Sword Coast gets more creative with its islands, we'll have a 30-minute discussion about, no, it's named after the god Beal, so it's the Bintol Rocks.
And I will quietly make my exit from the room.
So yeah, you sort of. I'm not gonna make you roll for this because I think it's funny. You just sort of walk back down towards the ballroom, meeting up with Farbolt and Fyron and Kinvalar and Miracle.
I stop on this side, my side of the curtain, since I know that they are. I can probably tell they're on the other side at that point.
Yeah.
What's the plan for getting off of here again?
Sea
If we
animals,
need-
I believe.
I will meet you in the water.
You then hear the sound of footsteps retreating, and a splash.
I mean, essentially.
As Kinvalar walks to a window and dives.
Let's find a
He's gonna give a
off the boat.
sigh and oh crap.
And hope Kinvalar isn't eaten by Kraken before we get there.
I'm in the water. Yeah, all of a sudden. Whoa!
So we lead our lord up on deck to get him some fresh air.
Yeah, come on, you're a little on the drunk side.
I don't. If all right.
So the rest of you go out to the side of the boat.
Yep.
Do you just casually roll off the edge?
Yes, like we walk out
look
to the side of the boat,
around,
make sure
anyone
nobody's
around?
watching.
Very easily done.
I mean, I'm gonna try and be stealthy about it, but I'm totally fine with having a Captain America, wait, why is he jumping off moment?
I'm not even gonna make you roll. Like the group of you go out to a rail and go.
Yeah, it's just like
Nonchalant.
And there's
Fyron
some
just-
helpful sea life.
Fyron just looks around.
It just happens to
Pours-
be probably actually Faye.
Just kind of looks around, pours the wine out. The vintage was awful anyway. Tosses the goblet and then just dives over.
Oh my god, you are a noble! Who'd have thunk?
So you eventually find yourselves back on the shore outside of Yarder.
Yeah.
And you notice something interesting about Kinvalar, because the thing about ink is that it stains. Kinvalar's now most of his left-hand side, because the water's spread it about, is covered in black octopus ink.
Can I, as a
That's what you
ranger,
meant
make
by you
like a
stand out a little
nature
bit.
roll for how you'd get that out?
Sure.
I mean, I know how I'm getting that out.
Fire.
Oh, no, I do not have prestidigitation.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was
shit.
my thought, but I assume you would have done that already. if you had it.
Yeah, you're pretty certain that's permanent.
I'm not gonna say anything about that then.
You are now
He's just
Kinvar
acting like
Blackhair.
it's not a thing.
So, like, at this point, it's, like,
No.
spread up to, like, the shoulder and down the side, so the entire left arm is just covered.
I realize it's a
blackish
little
blue
bit
ink.
late, but if there's like a clothing shop or something that's open, I'll go and buy him a pair of gloves and
Look at
potentially like some bracers for like arm bracers fighters, archers use.
He's like, so I
interesting
spoke-
times I see.
it went quite well. So
Would you like me to clean that up for you?
This is just a small. He had an octopus, and it was very upset with the fact that.
Just imagining Kinroy with like
get-
suction marks on his face.
I don't want to
on
talk
cheek.
about
Yes, he does have suction marks on his face as well.
it. It missed.
It still hit you, just didn't do any damage.
Just slap.
It just
Slide.
slap. Yeah, exactly.
Please.
I probably will use prestidigitation to clean him up.
Let me take a real quick look at prestidigitation because I need to know how much it cleans up.
Cubic foot, I think it was.
I really want your like just the flesh of your arm to be permanently black.
Kinroy looks like he has some weird disease.
Okay, yeah, no, this works exactly how I thought it does. So the clothing is cleaned up.
Uh-huh.
Looking
Oh,
at
but his
Kimbar, do you
hand
wear
does-
gloves, or is your hand just bare?
It's probably bare, to be honest.
The hand, however, does not, because it only instantly cleans or soils an object.
Okay, so
Not
he is
skin.
not an object. Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, interesting information for all of the characters who use prestidigitation in place of bathing.
Yeah, you can't use it in place of bathing.
Despite the fact that we have this whole, not bathing, but oh shit, I'm all messy, clean up.
Yep.
That is okay for this. I'm totally fine with it because
So
I think.
can I find either some long gloves or like gloves and bracers?
Yeah, it's very easy to
Okay.
find. The Kevlar, you sort of like, check, and yeah, it looks like it's soaked through your shirt. So like, not all of your arm, but like almost up to your elbow, your arm is just covered in ink.
Miracle
Right now.
will
It'll
hand you
come
some
off
gloves.
of the,
I can do research. This is a very ranger thing to research.
You know, it will
it
eventually.
will come off eventually.
Yeah, it'll eventually go away. Just
Probably with that layer of skin, but
Yeah. Regardless, it was a minor thing. It's not a big deal at all.
honestly,
Nobody
it
will
looks,
ever know about his wrestling match with an octopus.
honestly,
Okay.
it looks sufficiently intimidating. If you want, you might want to get that permanently tattooed on and just scare your enemies.
Kinvalar Blackhand.
So,
So-
what happened?
Well, I
I
went.
guess we should get back to the Harpers or something first, but I kind of want to know what happens before we go to the Harpers.
So I went in there to speak with him. He was resistant at first, but a little hold person fixed that. It was an intimidation tactic. I didn't torture him. He acknowledged being part of the Kraken Society. I asked about King Hekaton. He said that that Hekaton was on a ship called the Morkoth.
Yes.
And I have some information about where it might be. And then his brain melted.
So it's safe to assume they know we're coming.
I think that would be a fair assumption.
Conceivable.
That's not a criticism, just a comment.
Yes, it is conceivable.
Where are the purple rocks, anyways?
The purple
North
rocks
of the red rocks,
are
further down the spectrum.
off the trackless sea. About a couple hundred miles off the coast from Neverwinter.
They're slightly less acoustic of a place to perform at than the Red Rocks. People from Denver get that joke.
No, I got it. I just wasn't
Or big
dignifying it with a
or
response.
big U2 fans. So yes, that will be useful, valuable information. Success.
Okay.
So what's our plan from here? Do we go ship hunting? Do we?
I think it is worth passing along the information about the Kraken Society membership to the Harpers, even if he is passed on.
Yeah,
I'm
and just what we
so-
know about the ship in case they send someone else to be him.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll probably replace him with someone.
Roll 20. Why you fuck up? All right, my roll 20 has stopped opening windows, so I'm trying to grab information and it's not doing anything.
Good job, roll 20.
All right, so while that's reloading, you trying to see if I can't direct your gaze. Yeah, no, it's not even on, like the purple rocks aren't even on
Map, yeah.
the map. That's how far out they are.
Thoughtful. Well, yeah, because the Sea of Swords is the coastline.
Yep.
Like you don't get into the trackless sea until you're away from the
But yeah,
coast.
you do know that that in order to get to the trackless sea is out from Neverwinter. So you do know that much.
Maybe the Harpos will have some idea of how we get there.
We teleport to Neverwinter and get a boat.
So
That would be the obvious answer, except for the part where we're getting some random boat to go after people who are like proficient at sea-based crime as their main aesthetic.
You get an airship.
I'm more down for getting an airship. I want to get an airship. Where do we get an airship?
I'm sure they're around somewhere. Maybe people in Mirabar would know.
Perhaps. Yes, let's go
Maybe
talk
the
to...
Harpers have an extra airship just
Mhm.
for people who find out information for them.
They're just lying around.
Let's go find out.
So you head back to the Harpers. So you head in. There's the same guy that was talking to you earlier is behind the desk reading a book. Well, you look like you had an adventure. Anything
Look at
to report?
Kinvalar's arm.
Some more than others.
Kevlar has new clothes now. We went out and bought
Yes.
some new clothes. It's easy enough.
Yeah.
And gloves.
And gloves. One like long glove on the left and one short glove on the right, just to have the aesthetic.
Just one white glove.
Just one white glove. It's bedazzled. It's kind of sparkly. Anyways,
I feel like there's a comic reference with the octopus here, but
No, that's just a Michael Jackson reference.
so what can I? Do you have anything else you need from us?
No, we
I
thought
thought-
we would pass along the information that we found out about Dryland, since it was something that you had interest in. Turns out that he was a member of the Kraken Society. He is no longer a member of the Kraken Society, because they released him from his contract, so to speak.
Very well. So what's your next course of action, or do you need any assistance in that
We are
regard?
headed to a ship. We are headed to locate a ship called the Morkoth.
You know where it's at?
We have some information, yes.
Good luck.
Yes.
He sort of leans back and continues reading his book, unless you ask more questions.
You wouldn't have any know of anyone off of Neverwinter that might specialize in pirate hunting?
Well, we do have a contact that doesn't necessarily, well, hunt pirates per se, but there's a ship in Waterdeep, the Kelpie's Kiss. We hire its captain quite often. if that's something you were looking for.
It might be something we could be interested in because it would be better than just having some rental boat we go take out there.
And he sort of like blinks for a second. Okay. I don't know if it's relevant to any of you, but just got a message from our contact in Mirabar. Apparently, a giant named Harshnag sent a message for you guys.
Oh, good.
Yes, we should go talk to
That
Harshnag
would
if we got new
be-
information.
Yeah.
What did we
It's
say?
fine. It's
Just saying that you should probably come back. Just saying that you should return to the Eye of the All-Father.
well, that makes sense.
Good to know.
Yeah. At some point, Miracle will give them a more detailed description of the interior of the boat, what kind of games there were, what he noted about the security not being very roguish, but just
Right.
in case they pretend he didn't die.
We'll take a look. Thanks for that. So if you guys want to go to Mirabar, hop on in.
Wonderful.
Go to Mirabar. We're going to fast forward a little bit, assuming that you guys aren't making any stops. Are you guys sort of heading straight to the Eye of the
The Eye of
All-Father?
the All-Father. Yeah.
You notice along the path, you notice that a lot of the sort of wilderness is particularly quiet. Like as if something very dangerous has passed through recently, and nothing wants to come out for fear of seeing it.
I look at the sky.
I look for tracks and stuff.
Give me perception checks.
I continue washing
Do
my
I
hands.
get my perception or survival? It doesn't matter.
Perception.
Natural
So
20.
actually, survival for you. Actually, Miracle.
Do I get advantage for the things I am an expert at hunting, which give me a second, are elementals or giants?
No.
I'm just consistently waiting for dragons, and wilderness seems quiet. Seems like dragon pass over to me.
13.
Firen, you don't see anything. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
If
If it was there, I would have seen it.
it was there, you would have seen it. Yes. But there's nothing here. Whatever came through here has already come through here. But as for 13, Miracle, no giant, no tracks of any kind on the ground, except for yours. Everything seems to, the Valley of Kedron in specific seems to have been silenced by something.
Hey, Kinvalar, just in case, can you check in with your not quite uncle and make sure that they still have some of the pieces of the war machine?
Scrub. Huh? Oh, I can certainly.
If not today, some other day. You have that spell like in reserve, right? Or no?
No, I do not.
No.
Yes, I do. I just have to. I will check tomorrow.
We'll have a
It's
couple
probably
days
not the
travel.
most urgent thing, but might be worth checking in on. Yep, continue heading. At this point, potentially using conjure animals to make us slightly faster.
Sure.
Dog sleds.
Eventually, you climb the
Or some-
mountain,
Dogs work when it's snowing.
and you get up to the Eye of the Allfather. And you see an interesting sight. You see Harshnag standing out in front with his arms crossed, looking at a strange vehicle that sort of hangs in the sky overhead, just sort of drifting around. It looks like a small ship with sleigh runners held aloft by a giant red balloon.
I feel like I should ask the universe for things more often, because when I do, I get an airship.
Is it something that was written down?
Is there a red dragon?
No, there is not a red dragon. There are, however, 8 humans wearing black leather armor and black leather masks sort of standing around standing around Harshnag, looking like they're waiting for something.
It's
We
History
approach,
check on the
assuming they're
maps?
waiting for us.
Yeah.
Sure.
History check on the masks and everything. Any markings?
Yep,
14.
I will also do that.
14.
I'm not doing great today.
22.
21.
So these all appear to be Cult of the Dragon members, based on their attire.
Were those the guys we fought on the?
No, those were the wind. Those served like an air gen.
Those were the Cult of Evil Air. Were those guys?
Kinvalar is instantly on edge.
No, I'm trying to remember if we've encountered anyone from Cult of Dragon already.
No, not yet.
Don't
Don't
think so.
think so.
But they're fairly well known in the north, so it's not hard to.
They're servants of Clouth.
So you all approach, and as you do, one of them steps forward and pulls out a scroll, like a scroll, and opens it up and begins
Go for
reading.
Sir Head. She's reaching. Oh.
We come to you on behalf of Clouth, the great dragon of the north. Clouth offers you this vessel and our services as a gift, so that you may cross his vast dominion while avoiding the many perils of the land below. War against the giants is inevitable, but the great dragon commands you forge ahead and face your destiny. The ordering of the giants is broken, and so they are not united. Slay their leaders, and you may yet prevail. If you succeed in quelling the giant threat, Clouth bids you come to his hidden vale, so that he can reward you for his bravery. Harshnag, meanwhile, is laughing.
So, out of character, I feel like this is stop wandering through my fucking forest. Fly over it. It's easier and annoys me less. Then once you kill all the giants, come to me so I can eat you.
Yeah, that was kind of my take on it too.
But Kinvalar
I mean, I'm not
is
turning
just
down
like,
an airship for it.
Kinvalar just looks confused.
What do we know of Clouth?
Give me a history roll. Also, you could ask Harshnag, who is laughing his ass off right now.
23. I feel like I know who Old
22.
Snarl is.
19.
Cool.
So yeah, Firebolt, you don't know much. The rest of you, yeah, Clouth is one of the largest and most fearsome red dragons ever known in Faerun. He is also known as Old Snarl. His domain is basically the spine of the world. Everywhere around here, he claims is his domain. I mean, he typically claims the entirety of the north as his domain, but he really cares about the spine of the world. He finds a certain wry humor in adventurers, like in adventurers as a whole. Having lived because he is ancient and powerful, he's had to deal with his share of adventurers, and he occasionally interferes with the world just because it amuses him. This seems like one of those things.
I probably know why Harshnag's laughing, given giants are my area of expertise.
Yeah, well, frost giants in particular are dragon hunters.
Yep.
Harshnag, Harshnag is just sort of laughing and chuckling to himself right now. So, and the cult of the dragon look very like, you can't really tell from their face because they're hidden by masks, but their body posture is, we are doing this because we were told to, or we'd get eaten, and we don't want to get eaten.
The Old Snarl said do it, so we do it.
Yeah.
The wizard in the back of my mind and saying, have you considered worshipping a different dragon?
Eh. Well,
The perks are good. They get dental.
Okay.
This certainly makes our journey a little easier. Archnag, your thoughts? I know you find this quite amusing.
The reason I find this particularly amusing is having dealt with Clouth before. He likes to meddle and not meddle. He likes to interfere with adventurers. I imagine he's likely been spying on me. No, the thing that I find particularly funny is they arrived a few days after you left last.
So they've been waiting this whole time.
The whole time.
I'm really sorry about that. We
We'll
were busy being actual adventurers.
we'll have to thank Clouth for his hospitality later.
Right.
Um,
Oh, also something else you should know.
Yes.
Before they arrived, but after you left, a blue dragon of some kind attempted to infiltrate the Eye of the Allfather.
Any details?
None. I remained sealed away within the oracle itself, so was safe from harm. But let the GM pull up information very quickly.
Have we met any blue dragons or worshippers of blue dragons?
Maybe.
Um. Da, 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 da. The dragon came seeking entrance into the oracle, but without knowledge of, without physically being a giant, was unable to enter, as we determined that the artifacts responded only to my kind. I'm not certain what it was looking for, but it was a massive blue dragon. Having met Clouth before on a similar scale. That is
Wonderful.
an ancient dragon.
Oh,
well,
like in a slightly awkward way, it makes sense that some dragons may take interest in this particular. What's the polite word for quest line? Set of catastrophic occurrences?
Yes, the dragons and giants have a storied history, do they not?
They do
Yeah.
indeed.
Well, a certain amount of sense, yes, but we should probably keep an eye out for blue dragons, potentially even interfering with.
or
I mean, especially if you're
any
going
dragons.
ocean side.
Which type of. What are the traits of blue dragons, Miracle? Do you recall?
Do I?
Give me a nature roll.
Tragically, I didn't take dragons because they seemed obvious and useful. 21.
Blue dragons, in particular.
They're lightning.
Yeah,
and
so
they're
blue dragons, also known as storm dragons, are orderly creatures, fairly unusual for chromatics, but they keep fairly well ordered things. They tend to live in deserts.
Or oceans.
They tend to live in deserts. Occasionally, the younger ones will live along water.
Yeah.
But the ancient dragons would make their home in a desert, not in the ocean.
Yeah.
Their native habitats are deserts. They're more like order, organization, stuff like that based in general. If this one's ancient, probably has a lair in a desert somewhere.
Arid wastelands and
storms.
deserts are their native thing.
Like,
So are there any dragons that would make
isn't
their
to say that
lair in
a
the ocean?
powerful blue dragon wouldn't be quite a threat over the water. Just that that's not where they tend to live.
Any dragons that do actually make their homes in the water?
Depends on what you mean by water. and depends on it. Every dragon is
Large body
different,
of
so.
sea and ocean.
Miracle will provide a long lecture on
Yeah.
whatever is relevant.
Any dragon can live anywhere. Like any dragon can make a home anywhere. They're not like restricted in that manner. There are certain typicalities. Blue dragons tend
They
to
have
be
a
in
preference.
and this
really.
is stuff Miracle would know based on that role.
Yep.
Blue dragons often prefer wastelands and deserts. Green dragons prefer swamps and forests. Black dragons prefer swamps and marshes as well. Red dragons prefer mountains. Brown dragons also prefer deserts. Deep dragons or purple dragons live in the Underdark. There aren't really many that live in the water, at least as far as chromatics go.
I always find it weird that the lightning dragon is associated with the desert.
I mean, deserts have their own storms.
Bronze dragons live in coastal regions.
That's not to say there aren't dragons that potentially do live in the over the seas. It's just not like anyone's default
Preferred.
habitat.
Yeah,
It's not their preferred place, but it doesn't mean they can't.
bronze dragons are the only ones that really live in coastal regions as a rule.
Because most dragons like having places to land and look intimidating on top of.
They are aerial creatures, typically, yes. So yeah.
That's not to say there isn't one or more, or that a powerful dragon couldn't if they were interested, but
Well,
yeah, no.
when would ask Harshnag to basically like step inside away from the cult of the dragon members and basically explain to him what we found about Hekaton and what we encountered at the Storm Giant Palace.
Yes, well, that is somewhat concerning. I think your task right now should be focusing on finding King Hekaton.
Yes.
Yeah, that does seem to be what she needs help with, and the Oracle said, go help the person who needs help.
So, if Clouth's word is true, this airship should be good for you. If not, well...
It's been nice knowing you.
If not, it's still an airship.
It is still
So-
Sleep with one eye open and your weapon nearby.
No, these cultists have stayed here for far longer than they would if it was simply a trap. So there's that.
Fair enough.
Well, that's
Seems
something to
like
go
we
on
have
at
a
least.
plan.
Also, if Clouth wanted you dead, he'd be here, not them.
Yes, if Clouth wanted us dead, I suspect we would never have made it to the Eye of the All-Father. We would have had a dragon swoop down on us while we were on our journey.
Fair enough. So, pirate hunting.
So we go. Off to the Purple
Sounds
Rocks
like-
then.
Yes.
So the cultists turn and start climbing up these rope ladders that lead up to the airship.
Follow
Are there any armaments on the ship at all?
It doesn't look like it, no.
That's fine. We have a Kinvalar.
At least it doesn't look like it from the bottom.
Yeah, climb on him.
So I need athletics or acrobatics checks from everybody. Because
will
it is a sheer climb up nothing but ropes.
21!
Natural 20.
5.
28.
So
Sorry, you
The other three of you-
right today.
the other three of you begin climbing easily enough. And you go all the way up. Kinvalar, you grab on, pull, and lose your footing. You don't fall very far, but you don't make any progress. You want to try
I
again?
act like it did not happen, and I try again.
Try again.
12!
The second time, you manage to shimmy up just fine. So, as you get up to the top, the airship's enormous balloon seems to be made from dragon hide that has been dyed a bright red. Atop the balloon is a crow's nest that you can reach by crawling up more ropes on the outside of the balloon. The balloon is roped to a gondola that has been fitted with steel runners. The airship itself is sort of, well, I guess I can put you on the map and you can see what it looks like. Because we have it right somewhere. There it is. Yoink. Do. Oh, you didn't go those places, so I can ignore those. There it is. You should be able to see that.
Very black.
Oh,
screen.
black.
You
Square.
can't see it. Let me fix that. All of these things that are for some reason.
Oh god, the octopus is fired the ink off in our faces.
Yep, that's exactly what's happened. You have all been squidded.
Curse those evil octopi.
Da.
They had an excellent scheme to pretend to be Cult of the Dragon members for several weeks just to fuck with Kinvalar. For
The Cult of the Dragon members pull off their masks to reveal octopi.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to find tacos underneath those masks.
All right.
That's Taco, the D&D creature, not the food.
So there you all are. You're...
they pull off 80 says hello, stab.
Size you appropriately for this thing. There we go. Okay. So.
Not used to being around these tokens without trying to kill them.
Yeah. So this is what you see that, and I'll show this for the audience at home as well. They can see it. So yeah, you sort of see this is what the airship looks like in general, and there is actually a harpoon gun on the front. You couldn't really see from below, Firebolt, but that does seem to be the only actual bit of armament. There is the sort of Cult of the Dragon members move around to their various positions to prepare the ship going. And it does look like there is a door that you can go into to go below decks if you so desire. As you all get aboard, they reach out and pull up the ladders. And then the one at the wheel, who introduces themselves as Laz, asks where you want to go.
The purple rocks.
All right. And they sort of turn the wheel, and the airship begins moving away.
Achievement unlocked. You finally found an airship.
So, you are on an airship as it moves. The Cult of the Dragon members are not all that talkative. They don't really care much. They are here to do a job, and the job is to pilot the airship. So, you have free reign of the airship to do whatever you would like while it is on the way. Oh, hang on. There is also sorry, because I missed it because the token was over it. There is a harpoon gun on the front and a wooden ballista on the back. Those are the two areas where there are things.
Okay.
So, the ship begins to move, and it's going to take a while. Let me take a look here real quick. To get out towards the purple rocks, it's going to take about because the airship flies at about 8 miles an hour, and can make about 192 miles a day. And you guys are going Purple Rocks. 775 miles away from Neverwinter. I don't want to do that math, but it's at least a week.
Yeah.
Right, 192 a day. That's 4 days.
Hang on, because you also have to get to Neverwinter from where you're at.
Yeah, because we also have to cover the distance from
So,
So let's
the
move back.
eye of the Allfather
Let's
to
move
Neverwinter.
back to the map and see where you're going. So
Eye
yeah,
of the Allfather to Neverwinter's coast is like if we're just going straight there.
well, Neverwinter's down south. 325 miles to Neverwinter, and then another. So over 1,000 miles we're going.
So
we're
about
still looking-
5-6 days.
yeah.
So about a week. So you've got about a week before you're going to hit the Purple Isles. They will let you know. So, what are you doing in this time? And is there anywhere you want to stop along the way?
I don't really know. If
I
we
don't need
have
to stop
anything.
anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about stopping anywhere that I can think of.
Kinvalar, if you have time to check with your
Yes. I will memorize sending at one point for the day. Check in with.
what does the apocalypse progress bar look like?
So you attempt to cast Sending, targeting Lord Kinvalar, Lord Arasame, who is in
Lord
charge
Kinvalar.
of Silverymoon, the Lord Marshal of
We
Silverymoon.
have the same last name. Not
Yes,
the same-
Arasame is what I meant to say.
Asking him if they've how things are going with
You
the.
cast Sending, and nothing happens. You imagine he might be protected by divination spells.
Non-detection.
Or
That
he's
does
dead.
make sense. I feel like a lot of people would send their complaints to a politician via message spells.
Yeah, probably.
Also,
Can you
if
imagine?
you're the leader of the military force of a prominent city like Silverymoon, people might want to kill you.
Yep.
He has his spam blocker on.
Oh well. No shit. He's a Harper, so of course Kinvalar
Did
doesn't.
we
know
get
this.
that confirmed?
No, Kinvalar doesn't know this. Sorry, that was
Ah.
me. He's a Harper, so of course he has a non-detection because he has a Harper pin.
Yep.
Well, that wasn't very successful. We will have to put our faith in Silverymoon that they are doing their job, and there are far worse cities to put your faith in.
Yeah, like Luskin.
Luskin pulls through though.
Yeah, Luskin pulls through for Luskin. No one else.
They've saved
Yeah.
the world a couple
Let's
of
hope
times.
that they're not. Let's hope that they are up to the task of not having fire giants start the apocalypse early, or late. You know, cosmology was never my thing.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I
believe
have
there's been a couple of
nothing to
attempted-
base that on.
I believe there's been a couple of attempted apocalypses prior, and they've all been halted before.
Yeah, that's actually kind of what started this thing. Was an attempted apocalypse that went poorly, or went well, but poorly if you're talking about people who wanted the apocalypse.
It
We got
poorly,
you,
went poorly for the apocalypse. Yeah.
But also apparently for the giants.
Apocalypse die.
I don't think that word is supposed to be pluralized.
It is, and yet
It isn't, but
it's-
practically speaking, we have to at this point.
What's the plural of apocalypse? Apocalypse.
According to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's apocalypses.
Apocalypse.
I mean,
Because they had 6. Anyways, yes, I'm not. So I will report we can't necessarily locate, or I couldn't get a message off. We will have to trust in Silvermoon. It's not a bad idea. And meanwhile, other than that, I'm just steering clear of the cult of the dragon people and minding my own freaking business. The exact opposite of what I usually do.
Look, I'd be watching the cultists. Are they? Do they look? Are they more sailors than soldiers?
Kind of. They're cultists. They're sort of a mix.
Yeah.
Miracle has learned enough restraint to not just be trying to talk with them the entire time.
And then spending a couple days at the bow of the ship, going, "Wee!"
Make an acrobatics check.
19.
Okay, you don't fall off. All right. So after about seven days, given turbulence in certain locations, you find yourselves 700 and some odd miles off the coast of the Sword Coast. Floating over the sea. Floating over. Let me see if I have a map for you. Yes, I do. I wonder if this one is going to require me to put tokens on it for you, or if you'll just be able to see it.
I can see it.
Alright, you find yourselves floating over the trackless sea.
Yep.
And the purple rocks. Let me find that piece of thing so that I can read it. So the purple rocks are a cluster of rocky islands far to the west in the trackless sea, named for the dark purple hue they take on under stormy skies. The two largest islands among the purple rocks have one settlement apiece, the town of Vilkstead on the eastern island of Utheral, and the slightly smaller town of Ulf of Thugr on the island of Trisk to the west. Somebody had a lot of fun naming these things. Each island also has its own king, political stuff. They tend to be They tend to be sort of a barbarian villagers.
Yeah.
So, you are here at these, heading towards these rocks.
So how do we track ships?
Well, say do a circle around the island, and then if we see nothing, we probably might have to ask someone. I mean, the ship has to make port somewhere. One of these towns might know something.
I really wish I could still talk to animals. It would be so much more useful than cure wounds.
So you guys can just fly around looking for it. You can fly around just looking for it, or you could land and talk to people and see if you can find out about it.
Let's fly around and look for it.
Okay.
So we do circle around the island at least once, and then if we don't see any ships in the area, we can be looking for a long time.
Okay. So someone give me a D100 roll.
On it.
Okay.
Just one.
42.
So the first day you spend just sort of flying around. You certainly spot many ships, but they are none of them seem big enough to have a giant in them. Like they're commercial ships, cargo ships, things like that. The occasional pirate ship, but nothing that stands out to you that would be the thing that has the giant on it.
Right. Well,
That's the first day. You want to continue just looking around for it, or do you want to?
How long?
stand
How long
somewhere?
do we want to keep looking?
a lot of space to go.
At some point, this thing is going to have to make port, for supplies. Or they can't sail around forever. Well, neither can we, but maybe someone in one of these towns might at least give us a direction.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, there's also only so much. There's also only so much area around here. You know the
Yeah.
general area. It might take a few days, but
I mean, how much are we on a timetable? I guess it's not an issue because they already know we're coming, so. But
Not wrong.
But we traveled here a lot faster than we would normally have. They would, if they're expecting us, they might not be expecting us this soon. So, if they're still making preparations for our arrival, that would be great. So the faster we find them, the better.
Trying to see if there's anything I would have that might be able to help. I mean, the short answer appears to be no. This is what happens when you pick offensive spells for most of your spells because you are a
an offense-oriented wizard
yes.
rather than a utility wizard.
I mean,
For now, I suppose let's just, unless anybody has a better option, let's just keep.
question. Does the Kraken Society happen to keep a particular kind of animal or plant around that may not be found in the ocean at large? I know octopi, but I feel like the ocean itself has a lot of octopi too.
I don't know what you're talking about in terms of octopi.
Scratching arm. After a week, it's mostly gone. There's still sort of a light blue tinge to
Yeah.
the skin, but
Because I have a spell for that, but there's a reason why I gave everyone plants that you don't find all that often.
I mean, you could try to find a kraken.
Does it point
Does
you
Kraken
to,
count as a beast? Because I don't think so.
does the spell
I
point you at
actually don't
where
know.
they are?
No, they're
Because
they're
if
at the very least they are
Aberrations or
Aberrations.
monstrosities, one of
Yeah.
the two.
I would assume that they are not a beast because I would assume a Circle of the Moon Druid can't go, I'm a Kraken.
Yeah, no, they're monstrosities.
So, Miracle, does that spell allow you to locate certain creatures? If you're looking for an octopus, if you have an octopus sitting in the middle of an island, that would be odd.
Yeah, so I can... That could work if we go to one of the islands and I look for the nearest one and it happens to be in a house somewhere. Though, in that case, there's 50% likelihood someone's like, yeah, I have dinner. What are you barging into my house accusing me of being a member of the Order of the Kraken for?
Also, the Morkoth was supposedly on the sea.
Yeah, also they probably hang on the sea. I can look for an octopus, and it's a ritual spell, so...
Why don't we try looking... Oh, you're going to look for beasts, can't you?
Beasts or plants?
This is going to be very stereotypical.
Maybe they keep a lot of
And-
rosemary around?
Maybe they might not have it. But you could try searching for a parrot.
I could.
They're pirates.
You know what? It
It's
doesn't
almost-
They
cost
could have
me
a
anything.
monkey. They could have a monkey.
Only
Okay,
if it's an
I'll
undead
try
monkey.
parrot, I'll try monkey. Give me 20 minutes. GM, what do I find?
You find a lot of fucking parrots.
As it turns out, the island of Turin is covered in parrots.
Well, there's
Okay,
there's
So
that
the closest parrot would be...
on there's a half dozen ships below you that have parrots on them.
Okay. That's not gonna help. Try monkeys.
There are less monkeys, but still a couple of different ships below you have monkeys.
I feel like a lot of people lean into the stereotype in this setting.
Right?
When you're a pirate, you lean into the aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I
part of
found
the
parrots
appeal.
and monkeys. Unfortunately, there's too many of them for it to just be the one dude with the parrot who happens to be important.
I'm assuming, so even the biggest ship among the ones that are below is too small for a giant.
Correct.
I have a thought.
How?
Kinvlar, you were looking at shipment records for the casino, right?
Yes, they're still in the bag.
Any chance they trade in like spices or agricultural
Very
goods?
good. Let's check and see.
You're reading through it, and I need to know what these things eat. Hang on, because that might be a relevant thing.
The other question is, why are we assuming that the Morkoth sails above water?
Because otherwise we probably aren't going to find it.
So you find
I mean, the spell will work if something is under the water.
a lot of the so it seems like most of the things that were being sent out was money, and if not money, people.
Okay.
So nothing like no at least no notable rare spices or things like that.
No contraband exotic animals.
Nope. I mean, there might be exotic animals, but if they are, they're not being listed as such.
They're not being sent by, or they're not being sent by Lord Dryland.
Or at
They
the very
probably
least,
have
not being
more
sent
than
by-
one supply line.
They're not being sent by the casino owner.
Well, fuck.
Yeah,
no.
but the casino owner might have spices. That's not too unreasonable.
Let's.
He certainly
So I do
did
have
back
a-
on that ship.
I have
Yeah.
a question. If we circle around the purple rocks, is there anywhere down there that looks like a harbor or anything that can hold a ship?
Yeah, the one village each on both of them are harbor towns.
Also, how high are we off the water right now?
I assume fairly high up.
Well,
Like, in feet.
Well, how high do you want to be?
Like, if we're just a couple 100 feet, I can do something.
Yeah, you'll be a couple
so I
hundred
was
feet up.
thinking more not necessarily the harbor towns. I mean, looking for
Does anyone have like a more
natural
specific?
harbor that could.
I cast
that-
locate
that's-
object looking specifically for the Morkoth.
That's fair.
Can you put locate object in the thing?
It's what, 1,000 feet?
Oh, I may have to have seen it. Hang on. You know,
I mean, you
I'll
could
do
describe
that
a
familiar
ship
to you.
of the size we expect the Morkrov to be.
Yeah. So I mean,
the object isn't familiar enough to you. You've only heard the name. You've never seen it. You don't know what kind of ship it is. You don't
Okay.
like the only you have an idea of how big it has to be, but you don't know what it looks like or what
okay.
style of ship it is.
Alternatively, the spell can look at the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, or weapon. A ship large enough to hold a giant.
Okay. Roll another D100 for me. But it's within 1,000 feet of you.
31.
You get a ping.
I point in that direction. That way. Is it under
Byron,
the water?
sonar goes off.
It's not under the water, no. After a few hours, you find yourselves above what looks like a giant squid. It's a ship with a well, really the best way to describe it is to show you.
It looks like a Morkoth, doesn't it?
The Morkoth is a bizarre-looking yet seaworthy vessel with a hull that resembles a giant squid. As it plies through the trackless sea, the top of the forward stabilizing fin remains above the water, while the aft tentacles trail behind underwater.
Is there a handout?
Yeah, there is. I'm about to move you guys onto it. Basically, what we're saying is you weren't finding it not because it was a small ship or because it was docked anywhere, because you weren't expecting them to be that obvious.
Because it doesn't look like a ship.
That's just fucking tacky.
Hang on. You are not currently on the ship. You are above it. But
Yeah, okay, that's gaudy as fuck.
but yeah, you guys can actually see above it. So you can see as you're looking down, as you get above it, you see this massive squid-shaped ship with several like people manning it at the top, and an open hole to the air above it, through which you can see a massive giant chained down at the bottom of the ship.
Well, there's our giant, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the side view.
Storm giants can breathe underwater, right?
Yes, they are innately aquatic.
They can, but the half-orc and humanoids that you are seeing on top of the ship, who are currently reacting to you and trying to figure out how to point their ballista up, but aren't able to.
I'm assuming that as this is an airship, it knows how to point its ballista down, though.
Yes. You guys, basically, from where you're at, you guys can fire on them, and they cannot fire on you.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Kindle, just be careful not to hit the guy we're trying to save.
Let's say we just kind of take out the support structures that let this ship move and leave the main body.
I mean, he's...
Aim
if
for the
I
mast.
somehow did, it would not be that huge of a deal because, well...
He's immune to lightning damage, isn't he?
Yes, he's a storm giant. I cast lightning bolts, typically.
I know, it's just impolite. Whatever.
It's impolite.
Let's say we destroy this ship and set our giant king free.
I don't know that. Okay, that is. I don't think we should destroy the ship.
Why not at least disable it?
Yes, he can probably breathe underwater, but that's a lot of water. Also, I need to point out that this is a group this is a Kraken Society group.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There's not a hang on. Yeah, so there's a lot of commotion happening on the deck right now, by the way. in case any of
Yeah.
you are wanting to pay
Okay,
attention
let's
to it.
just take out the people who are on the ship.
Yep.
I man one of the harpoons and shoot it at one of the
So you
people on the deck.
harpoon. There's one harpoon and one ballista. Which one are you wanting to use?
I will man the ballista.
Okay.
I will man my archery bow and my
This is gonna go fantastically
crazy long
because
range.
a ballista is probably a dexterity-based weapon.
Hang on. Let me pull up ballista.
If it's an intelligence-based weapon, I'm slightly less fucked.
It's not an intelligence-based weapon.
There are no intelligence-based weapons. This is 5e.
The
I
only
feel like
intelligence.
operating a siege engine is intelligence-based.
The only intelligence-based weapons are magic.
The only intelligence
There are intelligence
weapon.
checks you have to make to know how to use one in certain conditions with certain weapons.
The only intelligence-based weapon is your mind.
That is not incorrect.
Actually, no, it would actually, I believe some of the psionic can use weapons with their intelligence.
Yes,
They're mine.
your mind. Also, being a Lannister.
Okay, ballista.
Specifically being Tyrion Lannister.
So you have a +6 to hit.
Cersei's pretty smart.
Yeah, you also don't use your stats. You use their stats.
It's a plus something to hit, and it has the annoying reload
So
quality.
a ballista, a ballista has +6 to hit, fires at one target, and does 3d10 piercing damage on a hit.
I will fire at whoever seems to be manning the helm.
Go ahead and roll.
+6. That's actually the same stat as my longsword, so I swung my longsword.
Are we within 600 feet?
Yes.
Cool. I didn't take sharpshooter. Are
and
we in 150 feet?
Yes.
Cool.
And
Can I also shoot things?
Yes, you can. And if anyone wants, if for whatever reason anyone wants to board the ship, you can use the harpoon gun to basically attach a rope to it and slide down.
That will happen later.
I know
I'm
Ken Villar
confused
wants
about
to.
the long
I see
sword.
Ken Villar waving a hand, flailingly.
Oh, that's crap.
So
14 and 17.
So who are you aiming at? So first of all, who are the two of you aiming at?
I'm aiming at the helmsman.
So William, a d20 +6 is your attack roll.
Whoever it seems might go to arm their own defense to their own defenses.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's a 13 because my longsword is
Or preparing to cast
+6.
if that's the kind of defenses they
yeah.
have.
So there are a variety of people like sort of trying to aim ballista up right now, but aren't being successful because ballista don't aim that high.
Does the
I
ballista
don't
have the
care,
loading
I'm taking
property?
them out just
Yes, it
in
does.
case.
Okay, so I can only fire once. So I have 13 on my one attack for the round.
Yeah, it takes one action to load it, one action to aim it, and one action to fire it. So you have to aim, you have to load. It's already loaded. You have to aim and then fire.
Okay.
So it's got super loading.
Super duper loading.
I really have nothing to shoot down with, so I will help firing as far as reloading.
As loading and aiming. All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Let me just pull up some information real quick so we see whether or not Miracle killed somebody.
You say that like they're an innocent.
Yeah, you hit twice.
Cool. I don't know if
13
they're
hit.
hitting the same guy or not because I may or may not roll good damage. 4 damage and then 8 damage.
So you kill one of them.
Cool.
Did the 13 hit?
Yes, 13 hits.
Okay, how much damage is the ballista?
3d10.
3d10.
So Miracle leans on the
11.
side, fires 2 arrows. They nail one cultist who's loading a ballista. Sorry, were you aiming at the driver or at one of the cultists, William?
I was aiming at the helmsman.
Helmsman? Okay, sorry. In that case, what'd you roll?
13.
A 13 misses.
Okay. Well,
Can we remove that dynamic lighting
Yeah.
line on the edge of the ship?
I'm just gonna put you guys up above the
Okay.
ship right here so you can see it.
That's fine.
So yeah, just firebolt reloads, Marble aims, I fire again.
All right. In that amount of time, Miracle, you get 2 more shots off as well.
Yay.
Long
'Cause
sword.
I
15
just
to
am
hit.
using my archery. Ow. Crit fail and 16. Oh. That clicks 3 times. Crit fail 16.
Okay, so 15 to hit the helmsman this time.
4 damage to the next guy.
All right. 16 hits the helmsman. 4 damage to the other one holding a ballista. He's still up.
9 damage to the helmsman because I'm not doing well.
So yeah, large ballista hits the ground. Doesn't do much, but smashes into the ship at least. 1 more round. So
Just help him reload.
1 more fire from the ballista. Also, in this point in time, Kinvalar, are you throwing lightning bolts or anything at people? Because you would have gotten
Not
2 attacks off if you wanted to.
Fireballs attack.
No, we don't want to. We don't want to sink the ship because that might kill the king.
Were you wanting to harpoon down?
Yes, that is my plan.
Were you wanting to aim the harpoon at the ship or at a person?
Let's aim it at a person. I mean, if I miss a person, I'm still hitting the ship.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So we'll say you're aiming for like down here or like left or right, basically.
Hold on, I am not on that tab. Let's do right.
Do right. All right.
Let's do right. There's less injured people on the right.
So, in this case, as we Errol Flynn it up.
Yup.
Roll me. Okay, hang on. I need to find the thing that apparently I'm in the same chapter, but it's not technically a siege weapon, so it's not listed under siege weapons. So I need to actually find what to hit what this is.
Probably the same as the ballista, all things considered.
Actually, I think it's probably higher. Just because it's designed to hit and embed in things. Womp, womp. 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 Since I'm not actually finding it, which is a pain, I'll just say it's a +6 to hit as well.
Okay. 15.
That hits. Roll me roll 3d10.
16.
So you guys are sort of firing arrows and ballista bolts down from one end. Kevlar goes to the other side, kicks up the harpoon gun and aims it down. Just sort of aims and and this large steel-tipped harpoon with a rope attached to it goes flying down, spinning through the air. And there was a cultist standing on the other end trying to figure out how to aim a ballista up. There is no longer a cultist there. There is instead a harpoon embedded in the deck.
So over the course of the 2 ballista bolts that actually hit the helmsman, he takes 18 points of damage.
Okay. Miracle, your second shot.
Of the 2 shots I made, I clicked the thing 3 times on accident.
Okay.
I'm assuming the 16 hit and the natural one didn't.
Yes, natural one didn't, 16 did.
So 4 damage.
You killed
to
another one.
Another one.
Yep.
And if at that point the helmsman seems to still be up, Miracle will swap to attacking that one.
The helmsman is still up. So, Kimvalar, how are you going down this rope?
As much as it would be cool to skate down to like surf down the rope, that can go wrong in so many ways. And we've seen how Kindlar's attempts to look cool have gone this week. So so he is going to do the sliding down.
All right, so you just like sort of like using a sheathed
Grab
sword
a-
or a
yeah.
crowbar or something. All right, give me an acrobatics check.
Because this roll has gone so well for me so far. Specifically
God.
acrobatics.
The DC is lower because you're doing it in a more sensible manner. However, you still rolled a 5.
That is, I'm not kidding you. Out of 4 acrobatics rolls, that is my third natural 2. The other was a natural 1.
So you're looking at it's like, how hard could this be? It's a rope. It's a slide. Just grab a crowbar, jump up, hang it down, and start rolling down. Then, so you start learning about friction very quickly as the piece of metal you're holding begins to heat up in your hand as you're sliding 150 some odd feet down a rope. Then, that's the first lesson you start learning as your hands heat up and you take
Come on.
2 points of fire damage.
Okay, no biggie.
The second lesson you learn is momentum.
Please tell me I crashed face first into the deck
As you
and like instantly go to 0 hit points.
you realize the second difficult part of your plan was slowing down. As you effectively fall 150 feet towards the ship.
Yes! Roll that 15d6 damage. We will see if you guys still have a Kinvalar.
So now this
Byron was about
becomes
to go down anyway, so.
Actually, no, it's fine. It's fine. I've got a bird. Bat.
So you take 30 points of damage
I'm alive!
as
and
you
awake!
smash into the ship. Right next to the dead guy.
I hop back up to my feet. Does that count as my movement?
There's
or my
no
full-
hopping here.
No. Bullshit. Flare flop.
The flare flop
Whack!
doesn't typically consist of
Right
150 feet fall.
Right back up, sort of, and then fall again.
And he sticks the landing.
You are currently prone on the deck, but you made it there.
Please tell me that I went boink.
Yes, you absolutely could back up to your feet and then back over forward.
Awesome.
Fire was about to go down after Kinvalar. You're gonna like leave the ballista and then head over to the rope. His approach is a lot slower and more controlled though, because it's both hands on the rope, lock my gauntlets in place, and then just slowly go down.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
That I can do much better than acrobatics. This is just more about controlling my descent.
Really want you to roll a 2.
Natural 20!
Of course.
So you start to do that, but it's starting to go slow, so you just fuck it. You start like monkeying your way
Climbing
down. You just upper body muscle your way down. It's still hard because you're going at it's not a vertical. It's not like a vertical thing. It's like sort of at an angle, but it's at a very steep angle.
And it's trying to control my descent while fighting gravity.
Yeah, so your arms are burning at this point, but you managed to get yourself all the way down without smashing into the deck like Kinvalar did.
You all right there, Kinvalar?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Do you want healing?
No. Yes. No.
30 points of lay on hands.
All right, that works.
Kinvalar just wrecked into the ship. Firebolt
You're rolling the
and
ship
Miracle.
now.
Hang on, Firebolt and Miracle. What are you guys doing?
I am shooting at the helmsman.
Continuing to shoot. Okay.
I'm going to follow firing down. Use one of those wooden pegs, that you mostly tie
Both hit.
ropes around.
Come
Yeah.
on, decent damage.
Like a belaying pin.
Yeah,
So you're just gonna slide down, same as Kevlar did.
pretty much.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Please
Okay.
land flat on your face.
5
It's just-
damage and 7 damage.
All right, 5 and 7.
I want Farbolt to do fantastically.
Farbolt comes spinning
I
down.
kind of feel like Kinvalar is laying in the corpse he killed, given that the guy was splattered by a harpoon.
21.
So Farbolt, you do this you are part of a circus, so you know how to do this. Which is basically you have to offset the momentum of going down by spinning around the rope. Because you're throwing momentum out, so it's not all dragging you down by gravity. So you guys sort of see Farbolt basically hook himself around the rope, and do like sort of a scarf dancing scarf dancers spiral down the rope to the ship.
Just land in a crouch, draw my daggers, just kind of look over at Kinvalar and grin.
Kindler makes a gesture that looks very eloquent, but is the Evermeet version of.
So now we're gonna roll initiative.
All right. Initiative. My -1 initiative. 18.
That's
My
not
rolls
bad.
are on point today.
17.
Of course, I wasted a natural 19 on my initiative roll, so
11.
Jeremy, you are not. The dice
He's
don't
not having
like
a
you
good
this
day
morning.
today.
I will
Lots of
point
17s got
out-
rolled today.
I will point out that both Aaron and Jeff are rolling worse than I am on average.
I know.
It's just what we're
when
rolling.
it
We have higher
matters. The dice are not
bonuses.
coming through for you.
Oh yes, no, and that's the thing. It's always been the case statistically. I roll higher on average, but impact for which rolls are low is a factor that cannot be worked out by averaging.
That's very true.
So I want to point out that the one guy who's on a 17 that's the same spot as Farbolt's is using the artwork for the Archmage from the Monster Manual.
Interesting, isn't it? So, the first thing you guys notice as you land and present to these 3 cultists that are in front of you is that this ship is very odd. There's no way to get other than obviously you knew that previously, but there's no way to get around the hole in the ground. The ship is designed so that you have to go all the way down to the lowest level to get
And then across and then
to
back
get
up.
back up.
That's fine.
It looks like there are 3 levels to the ship. There's the top level, the top level where you're at right now, the upper deck, the main deck, which is right underneath you, and then the lower deck. You are hearing commotion from downstairs, effectively, but Miracle, you're up at the top, so you can continue to fire with your bow, or do you want to try to use the ballista? Your bow's been more effective
Firing
so
with
far.
my bow.
That's what I figured.
I have a +9 to hit with my bow.
Continuing at the
Yeah,
helmsman.
just continuing to aim for the helmsman.
All right.
20 and 26 hit.
Both hit.
5 damage, 9 damage.
All right.
I'm assuming that I just have a higher dexterity or something, because...
That guy can take a beating.
Yeah, well, I know.
Yeah, he's been being filled with arrows and hasn't fallen yet. He is a half
Yes.
orc, so
There's a reason why I swapped from attacking the random cultists, or random pirate cultists, to attacking the helmsman.
I like that the cultist icon, the artwork for the cultist, is like a mask that looks like it belongs in a masquerade.
Oh, actually, he does have a higher dex than you, but I'm not worried about it right now.
Okay. Sorry.
It's fine. You're above him. You have the.
I have the high ground, random man
Yep.
I have never met.
God.
So he
It's over, helmsman. I have the high ground.
he whips out he reaches down and grabs a crossbow from next to the helm, balances it on the helm, aims at Kinvalar and fires.
Disadvantage.
All right. So as this crossbow flies out, Kinvalar snaps out with his shield, and the crossbow goes ping flying off.
Not today.
Ian just starts reloading it while staring ahead. Fire, in your turn.
What do I have at a decent distance? I don't have a lot, so I'm just going to deal with the people that are in front of me right now. So, first off, just longsword and shield out. We're just going to hit the cultist in front of me with my first attack. Natural 1 misses, so we're going to go back around with the second attack. 17.
All right. 17 hits.
And I'm going to pour a first level Divine Smite into that because I want to deal with the
Any of those.
7 slashing and Divine Smite. 14 radiant.
And he's dead.
Good.
There we go.
All right. That makes it. So you hear a cabin door slam open from the second deck, and sort of cursing coming from it. You can't quite.
I look down.
Yeah, you see. There is a tall figure with pale skin and blue and sort of red robes, sort of standing on the platform below.
Is it like a red wizard?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're not dealing with a Thayan wizard here.
I mean, certainly looks like a wizard, though. Who reaches up and casts a spell.
Can I identify it?
Make an Arcana
I
check.
mean, yeah, me too.
You can't see it, Kinvalar, because you're prone.
14. I can't, but I'm going to counterspell it anyway.
All right. Roll me a spellcasting roll.
Say charisma check on my end. 18. 8th level spells and below.
It does not stop the spell.
Oh,
Fuck.
crap.
Well, crap in a hat.
So, as far as you're aware, nothing happens.
He casts Foresight on himself.
No. I have to do a lot of things. Hang on.
God damn it. Fucking face.
Come on, zombie army.
Is there an 9th level spell that makes an army of zombies?
No,
Prismatic
So-
wall.
that's not a player
So,
accessible spell, at least.
You blink, and where he was down there, he is now flying in the air. And I need you to make 2 dexterity saves as 2 lightning bolts are coming at you.
Ah, Storm of Vengeance.
Nope, time stop.
Oh.
Oh.
He got 3 extra turns.
7 and 7. Nope, I'm eating those lightning bolts.
Yep. Jeremy, can you just roll me since you have it, since it's not prepared? Oh, wait, hang on, it is prepared. Aha, no, it's not. Oh, wait, no, it is. Haha, yay, never mind. Boom.
I should point out, unless this is an incorrectly sized lightning bolt, means that Farbolt and I need to roll dexterity
Also,
saves
doesn't
too,
time stop end if you make a spell that damages someone?
I believe.
Let me look at it again real quick.
Oh wait, no, 5 foot wide. Never mind, it's fine.
Yeah, it's 5 foot wide, not 10 foot wide. No, you're fine. Hang on. Creature other than you, if any, yeah, yes, it does. But he cast these spells on the turn that it ended.
He cast 2 lightning bolts in 1 turn.
Yes, he did.
Damn.
Because he has a lot of interesting spells.
Okay, I know who I'm switching my attacks to. Jeez.
So you take 30.
Yeah.
And, you take 30 and 29 points of lightning damage
Ow.
as these 2 lightning bolts get into you. The cultists are not even CR1 enemies. This guy is the actual fight.
Yeah, of course.
Ow.
But the cultist can still kill you if you're on your death save, so careful.
He did burn a lot of magic to do that, though, so there's that. Firebolt.
Oh boy. I need to get rid of this guy in front of me.
I need to not be at 17 hit points.
Good Barry.
Yeah, I'll be at 18 hit points.
I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna lunge with the 2 daggers at the guy in front of me.
You just said you didn't need to be. You needed to not be at 17. You didn't say at what number you needed to be at.
I would like to be above 40, please.
Can't help you with that. Sorry. So
Healing
25 for
potions,
the first
actually,
shot.
But
I'm assuming that hits.
Yes, that hits.
Does anyone have any potions? 'Cause
That
I
first guy is dead.
yes, I have had potions this entire game.
And I do
I'm in
have
danger.
I do have potions, but they're regular healing potions. So they'll get you up, but they won't do a whole lot other than that. And
So, the one in front of you is dead.
I'm going to, just because, throw a regular dagger at the other guy next to Kinvalar.
Okay. 14 hits.
And do I get sneak attack since he's next to Kinvalar?
Yeah, you get sneak attack. He's dead too.
And then I am going to drop down to the next level down here.
Okay. That's good. Because I don't think you can see what's there yet, but you will in a moment because it's their turn. So you sort of drop down to the next level, and then immediately a door opens. And you sort of turn and look into what appears to be the crew quarters that is just packed full of cultists.
Well, crap.
All of whom are preparing to stab you. Well, actually, only 3 of them can get at you right now, so. Let me open that up because that's also open. So, you have, however, stopped them from going up to get to the others, so there's that.
Yeah, time stop used to be way more broken in 3.5 because there were spells like delayed blast fireball.
Yeah. So a 7 does a 7 or 13 does a 7 or a 13 hit you?
No.
No. So 2 scimitars come slashing out at you, and you sort of dodge. The third one hits the side of the door and gets stuck. But you are currently holding off a room full of 10 cultists by yourself. So the others are sort of waiting to get in line. 2 from the other side of the ship begin climbing down and around. Which makes them actually go down to the main deck. And that makes it Kinvalar's turn.
All right, I'm back up to my feet. And
you would hear
how high up
go,
off the ground
crap.
is he?
He is currently floating about 60 feet off the off the upper deck. So above the upper deck area. So 60 feet up and 20 feet away, whatever that triangulation is.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about blast radius.
Oh no, it does still exist. Fuck.
Yes, delayed blast spells still exist.
Delayed blast fireball.
Yep. He doesn't have that, unfortunately.
That's what you really do with the time stop, is you just put down a delayed blast fireball every turn of the time stop.
Yep.
So this will be fun. Eat a. I'm going to spend an action, whip that staff of fire off my back, and I'm smacking him dead on with a fireball.
What level is that cast out at?
Depends on how many charges you use.
I don't think so. Not with the staff of fire.
I think it's just at like a.
I thought you
I'm
could spend
looking-
more charges for a higher level cast. Never mind.
Not. I don't think with this.
Not with the staff, I don't think.
Hold on, just a second.
You can spend different charges to do different spells.
Right.
I think it's just third level.
Hold on. It doesn't say, so yes, I'm assuming third
Well,
level.
with a roll of 30 on his Arcana check, he recognizes it and counterspells.
Then I do nothing this turn, apparently.
Oh boy, do I do something really
I enter
bad?
Blade Song.
All right, you enter Blade Song. Miracle, your turn.
Okay, switching to the one with magic.
Switching to the Flying Archmage.
23 and a natural 20.
Both hit.
Cool.
Can't shield against that because you counterspelled a fireball already.
Correct.
7 damage and then 7 plus 4 damage.
7 damage and then 11 damage. So this Archmage is just sort of floating up, looking
Probably
down.
should have switched to the oath bow, but I didn't feel like it.
In the stereotypical evil sorcerer, I have you at my disposal now pose. Just 2 arrows. God! Fuck! Shit!
2 concentration checks on that fly spell.
Yep. And
Fall
on,
into the hold.
and on
You don't get
his,
to look cool because our wizard's bad at looking cool.
and on his other spells. Hang on.
Fucking Archmage is concentrating on multiple spells at once.
No, he's not. I forgot that Mage Armor is not a concentration spell.
Thank God Mage Armor's
Yeah,
not a
thank God it's
concentration spell.
So a 19 and a 13, so he makes both of them.
Yeah, I figured, but worth trying. He's a little bit hurt now.
He is certainly hurt.
I am a lot hurt right now.
Well, you
Good
did
Barry.
eat 2 lightning bolts. Fortunately, that's
Also, I can't help with that.
he can only do that once, so that was sort of his opening gambit. The helmsman goes again, loads up a crossbow, aiming at Kinvalar again.
I already attempted to counterspell last turn, so.
Does a 20 hit you, Kinvalar?
No, because I shield.
Okay, so there's a crossbow quarrel flies at you, and you throw up a hand, and that makes it Firen's turn.
Okay. Wizard flying in the air. Can't really hit him from where I'm at, and I'm very injured, so I'm going to lay on hands myself for 10 hit points and then cast Sanctuary.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Wizard's turn again. Makes a wisdom save against the healer. Rolls an 8. Can't do it.
Can't attack me.
So
Lose the
instead,
attack.
no, can redirect it.
Choose a new target or lose the spell, yeah.
Yep. So instead, a magic missile heads at Kinvalar.
I counterspell.
No, you don't.
Okay, Kinvalar
Let
counterspells,
me
never
do
mind.
something.
No, you used your reaction to
this-
shield already.
Let me do. You're right.
You already used your reaction.
Wait. Yes, I cast shield.
Oh wait, no, that's fair. Never mind.
Magic.
Thank you for casting magic missile
Missile.
at
Yeah.
the person who just cast shield.
Yeah. So
Visibly in front of him.
Yes.
Never mind then.
The magic missile flies out and connects on the shield that Kinvalar was had up.
That's fair.
Oh,
Never mind. I
that
didn't
one
mean to-
cast Sanctuary. Let me redirect it. Oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was forced to redirect, and it
Yes.
went to the person that it didn't matter.
Remember that gesture that I gave to Farbolt earlier?
All right, that makes it Farbolt's turn. So Farbolt, you just opened a surprise.
How sturdy is this wood?
Pretty sturdy.
Because these people are on the deck above me.
That was for me, not for you guys, but so that the audience can see what Farbolt's doing.
Because these guys are on the deck above me. And now the giant is lying on the floor below me, right?
Correct. He also seems to be give me a perception check. Give me a perception check real quick. So
You know
you sort of glancing back, you notice that the 28-foot tall giant is laying on the ground with his eyes open, staring blindly into the sky. He is bound by chains,
Yeah.
but it doesn't seem like the chains are what's holding him. Give me an Arcana check.
Not my strong suit. 14.
He seems to be frozen in time, like just sort of in stasis. Some form of magical stasis.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go do something stupid. Sorry to the guys who are on the floor above me. My last bead of fireball, I'm throwing it at the back of the room. And I do realize that I am in the radius.
Okay, roll damage for a level 3 fireball.
Evade your own fireball.
I know this is, it's what, 8d6?
I think it is.
I love that rogues can do that, by the way. It's just like fireball evasion.
All right, give me a dexterity saving throw.
And it is DC 15.
It doesn't matter if they save it or not; they all die.
And I'm going to use luck.
Oh, what? Okay.
Those of you above don't have to save because
Which I still failed, but I still take half damage.
so you take half of that. You take 15 damage,
15.
which all of the cultists die because they only have 9 hit points. Those of you above, you don't take any damage, but you do feel the floor underneath you shake as something explodes below you.
What the hell?
And you sort of see fire, like, sort of spit out from the floor below.
Just a couple of the floorboards just belch fire.
Yeah, a little bit. Because the ship is sturdy enough to take that, but that's one way to clear out a room.
And then I am going to drop down and move across the... Let's see, how far can I make it? 5.
All right, so you drop
I'm
down.
assuming I'm crawling over the giant.
First, you drop down. Hang on. And as soon as you drop down, there is another cultist there. Sort of looks like he was about to start climbing up towards you, but...
Well, crap. Okay, fine.
This place is filled with cultists. Well, it was filled with cultists. It's now got considerably less cultists. All right, so
That'll be it.
In your turn there?
If I see him there, I'm going to stop.
Yeah, you see him there. All right, Kinvalar.
Mm-hmm.
Brings us back to the top. Literally to the top of the ship.
All right. Well,
Yes,
I
follow
will.
cultists. You guys are gonna start climbing down after you kill the Archmage and just see scores of dead bodies.
Since he's
That's
gonna
what
try
the rogue's for.
Since he's gonna try countering stuff, let's cast something that I can cast at higher than 3rd level. So let's go with a both of these are good in terms of karmic payback, but I'm just gonna do the one that he did to me specifically instead of the lightning bolt. I'm casting a level 5 magic missile.
Okay. Let's see if he identifies it.
Probably.
Beat him to death with random weapons laying on the ground.
He does
He can
identify it.
counter that too. It doesn't matter what I do.
Actually, he doesn't have shield. Why don't you have shield?
Because he needs something resembling a weak point, and having an infinite AC bar is part of the not having a weak point.
Because archmages have ridiculous other things like mage armor and stone skin and
time stuff.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
He's actually not going to counter it, so go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Because he wants to save his stuff. Because he's already out of 3rd level spells.
Yeah, because he cast fly and 2 lightning bolts.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Seriously?
21 damage.
That's
all
impressive.
ones?
Yes.
I didn't
One,
think that
is
was
impressive.
possible.
1. Yeah. 1, 1, 1, 1 plus 4 is 8. And then 3, 3, 4. Hey, at least your other one was 3, 3, 4 plus 3.
Like,
Look at the bright side.
That's impressive.
oh my god.
That's just really impressive.
It's actually pretty sweet. So yeah,
Are you
Are we
useless?
certain he doesn't know the
Useless.
shield spell?
we're certain.
He has to roll a Constitution save at DC 10 because it's 21. Have to 10.5 down to 10. I'm sure he makes it.
Let's find out. He fails. So
Yes, he takes falling damage.
He sort of lets the spell through because he wants to save his spells and do things that'll kill you faster. He doesn't take a lot of damage, but all of a sudden, as he's like sort of preparing another spell and looking down at you all, you see his face go like, "Wait, what?" And he just falls.
You know what? At 60 feet up,
60.
I don't know that we can see that he does that much. That it doesn't do that much damage. I think all we see is magic missiles go flying. He drops to the ground. Kinvalar looks good.
So 60 feet plus 10 feet per level. He's falling 2 more feet, so 60. So 80 feet he falls total, landing on King Hekaton.
Why, hello there.
And down there with the rogue. So that's 8d6 of damage.
Yep.
I was going to plunging attack, but since he's laying on the king, I shouldn't do that.
So to give you an idea of how much damage you actually did, he took another 27 points of damage from the fall.
Wow.
So you did 48 points of damage, not 21.
Yeah.
And he's down here with me.
Yep.
Prone.
Counter my shit, will ya? And
He didn't counter that one. He will not make that mistake twice.
I still have my movement, which is like, do I have 40 feet right now?
Yeah, assuming you stood up last turn, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've got Yep. So yeah, I'm walking over and jumping down onto the deck.
All right, so first you land on the main deck.
Mm-hmm.
and you turn and see all of these bodies in a well roasted room, as well as two other cultists on the other side, sort of blinking in confusion.
And boink.
All right, and down here you find Farbolt and another cultist and the body of King Hekaton. You can also roll a perception and Arcana check if you want to determine what's up with King Hekaton.
Okay. $15 and 24.
So yeah, you can also determine that yes, he is suspended. He's frozen in time. He is sort of stasis. It seems that the chains that hold him down are the source of that suspension. If the chains would be broken and removed from him, then he would likely come out of it.
I mean, I've got another option. Guess who has Dispel Magic?
You can certainly try.
We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that is my turn. That's everything.
All right. Miracle.
Okay. So question. I am presumably more than 60 feet from him currently.
Yes, you are. You were 150 feet from the ship. He was
Okay.
60 feet up in the air, which sort of negated that a bit. But now he's 80 feet further down. So he's about 170 feet from you, and also laying prone on top of King Hekaton.
Yes, I understand I can't attack him with.
Yeah.
See, if Miracle was smart, he'd stay up here and pick off the cultists and stuff, but he's not smart. So instead, he's gonna try and ride the harpoon down.
All right, how are you trying to ride the harpoon down?
A combination of carefully with inspiration from Farbold, like successfully.
This is like a stupid idea, and no one should ever do it. But use your bow as a crossbar.
It's a magical bow. I saw him do that. Let's see if I can do the same thing.
So basically, effectively, if you're trying to go fast acrobatics, you're trying to go slow athletics. Is the choice you have.
What if I'm trying to go with bat help?
If you just want to fly down on your bat, you don't have to make a roll. You can just fly down. On your
That's
bat.
a better idea. I'm gonna fly down on my bat.
All right. You fly down on
can-
your bat.
Yeah. Who can dash as a bonus action? Meaning that, or who can move and dash with my bonus action? Meaning I can get some arrows off at the fucker with the one that hasn't gone down with the crossbow.
Yeah, the half orc that's the helmsman. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
the helmsman.
So you start flying down your
Yeah.
bat, make some attacks.
25 and 13.
25 hits, 13 does not.
Fine.
Now I just picture Miracle jumping off the side of the boat,
9.
firing 2 arrows, and the bat catching him on the way down.
That's exactly what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, 9. He looks up at you, fires the crossbow at you.
If he was smart, he'd aim for the bat. But
Does a 23 hit you?
yes, the 23 hits me.
You take.
Are we?
You take 6
Is he
points.
attacking me or the animal companion?
He's attacking you.
Great.
You take 6 points of damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
He does. Miracle doesn't take that damage. I do.
Miracle's not near enough to you for that.
30 feet.
Miracle's not near enough to you for that yet.
Okay.
at the
Yeah,
time of
sorry.
firing.
I'm 100 and something feet in the air at the moment.
Yeah, Miracle is not getting close enough to you yet to do that.
17.
I'm not 18th level yet.
All
Anyways.
right, so
10 feet.
you feel the burn of poison as the crossbow bolt bites into your flesh.
Hellish Rebuke.
You do not. What's the distance on Hellish Rebuke? Because it has a range too.
Oh, why am I all the way down to 30 feet, I think?
You don't take the full effect of the poison. You manage to grin and bear through it.
60 feet.
But you take. Yeah, you're not quite there yet either. You do take 14 points of poison damage.
That's fine.
All right, Fyron, your turn.
Well, heal myself. 5 hit points.
Look at it this way. At least you took that damage, not Kinvalar or Farble.
And then go down the ladder.
Do. You find yourself. Hang on, let me adjust this correctly because you don't find yourself there, but you find yourself standing on the next platform down, next to an open room full of dead bodies.
Then I go down another level.
All right, now you find yourself down here, next to a living cultist who's looking very pissed off at Farbolt, and the Archmage who is laying prone on Hekaton.
Good. That's my turn because I don't have anything to do with a bonus action.
All right, the Archmage gets up. And begins to cast a spell.
I'd like to know what the spell is.
Make an Arcana check.
Natural 20.
He is casting Globe of Invulnerability on himself.
No, he's not.
So it's a 6th level spell.
Unless Kinvalar wants to counterspell it for me.
You already rolled a net 20. I'm not going to undo that.
I'm probably going to fail to counterspell this because my charisma is not super great.
Oh, that was just the Arcana.
Nope.
That's right.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, that was the Arcana
Yeah.
with the roll.
Damn it. Okay.
Would you like to roll an Arcana check to see if you identify the spell? Kinvalar?
Yeah, sure.
You do not recognize the spell. Would you like to try to counterspell it anyways?
Yeah, because I really want to annoy this fucker.
Everything he's cast so far has sucked, so
I mean, that's a 21.
You successfully counterspell it. He begins to cast the spell, and you just reach out and nope, and the spell goes away. He looks very mad.
Why are you mad, though?
Farbolt.
Oh, boy.
You get sneak attack on this cultist. Not that they're hard to kill.
Sorry, stepping on his head.
He does
I'm
not
gonna take-
react.
Yeah. And I'm going to take my first swipe at basically lunge forward, take first stab at the wizard.
Okay.
23.
23 hits.
So 11. And then it spin and take a slash at the cultist.
Okay. Not 25 hits.
And if he's not dead,
He's
sneak
not
attack.
dead. He's not
should
dead.
kill him.
He's not dead after that attack. He is
No,
dead
he
after the
is.
sneak attack.
Okay. It's more of a feint at the wizard than stab at the cultist while he's going, why is he going there?
All right. Cultist's turn. The two cultists that were climbing down from above finally make it to the bottom. Can they do anything? No, they can't. They can just sort of... They just sort of stand back there not knowing quite what to do. Kinvalar.
Alright. Kinvalar is going to leap on over there. As I realize I'm standing on top of a giant.
I'm standing on his forehead. You're good.
And I am going. Let's see. Just for funsies, let's cast magic weapon.
Okay.
Um.
He is going to see if he can tell what you're casting. As soon as there we go. Yes, he knows what you're casting.
Okay.
And he is going to not counterspell it because he's running low on things.
Okay. And I'm going to attack him twice with
Okay.
advantage.
All right.
25
Hits.
and 17.
Hits.
So 14 total slashing damage.
Okay. Bam, bam.
Yep,
He's still standing.
I imagined.
Miracle.
So am I within 60 feet of the Archmage as I finish riding?
Yeah, as you continue riding down, when you get down to... So at this point, you're sort of at the main deck level now. So yes, you're 20 feet away from the Archmage.
Great. So if I'm within 60 feet, he is surrounded by wolves if I get the spell off. I'm going to cast Conjure Animals and summon 8 wolves. If, again, he's too busy with the actual spellcasters to counterspell me.
Let's see if he notices you. He does notice you with a natural 20 on his perception check.
Yeah.
Let's see if he recognizes it. He recognizes it.
It's not a particularly high level spell, but...
Yeah, he's going to spend a 4th level spell slot to counterspell it.
Oh.
I mean, being surrounded by 8 wolves is dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. He didn't know they were wolves. He just knew I was conjuring an animal.
Yeah, just knew that animals were being conjured. It's like, not that one.
Yeah, okay. That is my turn.
All right. The helmsman continues firing at you.
Yep. I should have surrounded the helmsman with wolves. I knew this.
I think a 13 misses you anyways, though.
Yeah, 13 definitely misses.
Goes flying off. He continues reloading. Firing.
I kind of look up at the fight that's happening. You guys have this, right? Right. I step forward and I start to yank on that first chain.
Okay. Give me a... So you start yanking on it. Give me a strength check.
As I remember that I'm still wearing my gauntlets of overpower. 8.
And they do not seem to be giving way. Even if you had pulled harder, you're pretty certain these aren't going to be able to be pulled out. They have to be destroyed.
There we go. I'm assuming that takes my action, though.
Yeah. His turn. He starts to cast a spell.
I will give it a shot. See if I can identify it.
As it turns out, it's difficult to identify a spell as it's being cast.
It is.
Up, that should not have advantage, even though... There we go, 16.
So it's DC 15 plus level to spell.
Yeah, that would identify a first level spell.
So yeah, no, you do not recognize the spell.
It's probably not good, whatever it is. Let's do a 4th level counter.
Okay, you're still gonna need to roll.
Okay. I mean, look,
Yay.
another level 11 counter.
Yep, it fizzles the spell.
I can keep doing this.
Farbolt, your turn.
Yep, no fancy magic tricks. Spin the daggers, stab.
All right.
You
Yeah.
keep him occupied. And this would be advantage. 22.
That hits.
Shank and
And-
Sneak attack.
So yeah, you spin the dagger around, just jam it up into the underside of his mouth, stabbing up through his mouth and into his brain as his eyes roll back and he dies.
Yay.
For the record,
That's
he
a
was
thing
trying.
that would happen.
For the record, he was trying to cast teleport.
You don't get to run away.
No, you do not.
So, as it is 2:00, the rest you can very easily take out the rest of the crew because except for the half orc who is already below half health, they're cultists.
And I mean, I just start taking the great sword to the chains,
So-
just smash, smash, smash.
With a concerted effort, you remove the rest of the crew from the ship, and as Farron begins to try to remove the chains, that's where we're going to end it for today. So, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.